LasVegasNow.com.
The dean of UNR's School of Medicine is complaining about what he calls a serious breach of ethics in connection with financial audit of the med school's operations in Las Vegas.
As reported exclusively by the I-Team, that 2016 audit uncovered a blizzard of billing errors. What's unethical, according to Dr. Thomas SCHWENK of UNR, is not the billing errors themselves, but rather the release of the audit results to the public.
So tonight, George Knapp reveals a chain of emails and memos which explain why the audit was never meant to identify alleged fraud within the UNR Med School.
By the fall of 2015, it was becoming clear to higher ed officials that UNR's School of Medicine had serious financial problems. A November email from Chancellor Dan Kleitsch said the UNR practice plan was hemorrhaging money, a loss of $2 million in the first quarter alone. The reality was even worse. A January email showed the School of Medicine owed $9 million to its parent UNR and had lost $6.3 million in fiscal year 2015. As UNLV prepared to take over the operation, administrators saw a huge range of problems. One example, from one department, $600,000 worth of bills that were never sent out. A top official compared it to searching for the black box at a plane crash site. UNLV President Len Jessup worried that UNR was trying to drop all of this in UNLV's lap. In memo after memo, UNLV pushed for a full financial audit because UNR repeatedly declined to share financial information about the med school. By June of 2016, Jessup and his top aides were concerned that UNR had something to hide. They were still asking for an audit. The lack of trust between the two schools eroded even further after UNLV heard about alleged fraud that had been documented and reported by several UNR doctors. Those complaints were ignored, and the whistleblowers were threatened, keep quiet or else. The allegations focused on highly respected hand surgeon Dr. Kayvan Kiabani. In the billing audit, which was eventually authorized by UNR and revealed to UNLV in July 2016, billing errors by UNR medical faculty were rampant, with most of the doctors submitting erroneous bills 30 to 90% of the time. Dr. Kiabani wasn't close to being the worst offender, but he did something to be singled out. In an astonishing exchange of emails from September 2016, UNLV Dean Dr. Barbara Atkinson told her UNR counterpart Thomas SCHWENK that Dr. K was the most serious compliance issue, that he would not be accepted into UNLV's med school, and that she felt an obligation to report the doctor to the state medical board and to federal watchdogs. SCHWENK set a brutal retort, saying in essence it was none of Atkinson's business. "You have no standing in this matter," SCHWENK wrote. UNR has been engaged in a robust investigation for many months, and he acknowledged the audit into billing or coding could not have confirmed the allegations against Dr. Kiabani, that it was identified through other means. SCHWENK told UNLV the matter was being handled and there was no need to share further information. 7 months after that exchange, Dr. Kiabani was informed that he was being let go from his position. 1 day later, he was killed in a collision with a bus. In an email, UNR told the I-Team it repaid $129,000 related to overbilling from that period. But there are serious questions whether that was enough. George Knapp, 8 News Now.
Now, this afternoon, federal officials informed the I-Team that notices have now been sent to UNR asking for further repayments. We'll have additional information as soon as it's made available. We did reach out to both Dr. Atkinson and Dr. SCHWENK for interviews. They and others declined.